So the players from Pod 1 now, everyone is building their decks. This is pre-recorded as this draft is happening simultaneously. So let's see what Matt Nass opens up.
You know what would feel good? An Ugin.
Ugin?
Ugin would feel good.
You're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
That also feels good. But I don't actually know where Matt was seated relative to H-Run. I think he was passing to H-Run. So I think he's
I don't think Matt was
two players down.
H-Run.
No, 2 players down.
Oh, right.
I think Matt might have been 2 players away. Yeah, because H-Run saw the lion weight pick 3.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. What's the rare? There's a piercing exhale in the pack, which is that
Felithar?
That is a Felithar. Okay. And this could be a reason why we didn't see too many of the counter stuff here. But that's a Felithar, really, really powerful rare, especially when you take it pack 1, pick 1, and then you can try to build your deck around it.
Is that a Riling Dawn friend in the back there? The alternate art?
Yeah, it's really, honestly, it is difficult for me to sometimes figure out the alternate art cards. But looks like he first picked the Felithar here. I mean, look at this card. 3 mana for a 3/3 Trampler. When it enters or attacks, you can sack a non-land permanent. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So you want to go wide. You want to put a bunch of tokens onto the battlefield or creatures. You play this thing, sack something small, and boom. You get +1/+1 counters across the board.
Yeah. Okay. Absent Devotee, the Relic.
Yeah, you just don't take Absent Devotee second pick. Just no shot.
I was thinking about it.
No shot. There is a Dragonologist here, which I do think is quite a strong card. Felithar is your first pick, but by no means are you locked into that rare. So Dragonologist, I think, is a really strong card. Gets you a bunch of value. Look at the top 6 cards. You can either get a spell or a dragon. So I think it does a lot of work. It also, I believe your untapped dragons have hexproof too.
They do.
So it is just a really strong card overall. Glacial Dragon Hunt would also be a solid option.
You can give Karakit Guardian double hexproof. Because why not?
There's other dragons.
I know, but that would be funny.
All right, so Abzan card into blue card. Hey, that is just not crazy in this format. I have taken a Jeskai rare into a Sultai rare and tried to make it work, and Matt Nass might be trying to do that here as well.
There's one of the Sipsig Appraisers, Osius Exhale, brought to the front, as well as the Caustic Exhale.
Yeah, so this is a really, really solid pack. You can either take the Monument, which is excellent mana fixing, but Caustic Exhale is a premium removal spell. But I also really like Sipsig Appraiser, especially after you've taken the Dragonologist. Maybe you take the Appraiser here and just kind of try to cut off blue and go that direction. But Exhale is potentially a better card, especially if you want to draft a slower control deck that goes to the late game. It's really, really important to have the 2 mana exhales, all of them. The Dispelling Exhale, Molten Exhale, and Constant Exhale are kind of the most important ones to have to make sure you can get to that late game.
Couple good options here. Stormplane Detainment we see.
Salt Road Skirmish there.
That's a cool card. I like
that.
Yeah,
it's. I have not been super impressed with it, only because unless you're Mardu. If you're Mardu and can use the tokens in some way, but it's kind of a slow removal spell. It still kills anything.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a 4-mana removal spell, kill something, and then you make 2 1/1 hasting warrior tokens. It looks like Matt Nass just taking it here. Hey, it's just another removal spell to follow up the Caustic Exhale. So starting off pretty nicely here. 2 black removal spells, a Dragonologist, and perhaps Felithar. We'll see where this ends up.
We've got the Alchemist's Assistant there, Kintree Nurturer in black.
Yeah, you can take the Assistant. There's also an Evolving Wilds that you can consider, just to make sure that you have some solid fixing here on top of that. There's a Dragonstorm if you really want good fixing, but
yeah, I think it might be the land here.
Yeah, it's just the most flexible pick, and I have honestly not been that impressed with the Assistant. That's what this format doesn't feel like a format where that's really important.
Nah.
It's just unless you are maybe the really aggressive Mardu deck, it just hasn't been as impressive as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. Although we are seeing some Mardu cards here, Mardu Devotee, Shock Brigade. I mean, maybe we go down that path. The Brigade is an excellent 2-drop, but although starting off with red and black cards is a little bit weird, just because you always want to be starting with enemy colors, not allied colors, because that gives you inroads into 2 clans. If you start out red-black, you can only be Mardu, right? But if you start out black-white, you can be Abzan or Mardu, so that's kind of where you want to be.
Champion of Dusan, Coordinated Assaults.
Yeah, green hasn't felt especially open, just from what we've seen here so far, so I do like leaning into maybe Mardu or Jeskai, something along those lines.
Okay, I'm going to grab the Kintree Nurturer.
Lots of black cards. So, yeah, black I mean, black, white, red. We'll see where this goes.
Loxodon battle.
Oh, wow. And that is...
What do you see there?
2 good options here. That's the 2-drop. The...
Kin Guard or something?
Yeah, it's like 2 mana, 1/2, Endure 1.
Yeah, Fortress Kin Guard, yeah.
Yeah, Fortress King Guard, very, very strong. So yeah, black, white, red. I think Mardu was definitely Matt Nass's seat so far, just from what we've seen. Not a lot of green cards, but we're seeing a ton of solid Mardu cards here.
Yeah.
Reputable Merchant can potentially move into Abzan, right? We do have the Felithar here, so that's really the only decent pick here anyway. So I do like taking this and kind of leaving yourself open. It's like, do I want to go into Mardu? Do I want to go into Abzan? We'll see what the packs have here for him. Wow, that's a really late Shock Brigade.
Yeah.
That is one of Red's best commons outside of something like a Molten Exhale. So if you did want to just move in and have an aggressive deck there, you can do that. But Matt actually just taking the Desperate Measures instead.
Oh, Duty Beyond Death.
Yeah, that's a really late Constrictor Sage, too.
Nice.
Okay. Madness is cooking here. There's some counter stuff here.
Yeah.
Might be a mobilized deck, might be a counters deck. I think he's still trying to figure out where that's going to be.
A Felithar not on a stick.
Yes. He's just drafting Felithar Tribal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go wide and pump all my things.
Yeah. Poised Practitioner, decent pickup filler. And then
was that a last pick
that
Mardu
was a
Devotee?
yeah. Last pick Mardu
And
Devotee.
Mardu Devotee is actually quite a nice card,
What?
especially if you end up in Mardu.
Yeah.
It is one of White's better commons in that color combination. Just because when you are drafting, for example, an aggressive Mardu deck, I don't know if he's Mardu, he's just black, white, red with some green and red. But if you end up in Mardu, the reason why this card is so good is typically in your Mardu decks, you're more aggressively slanted. So you really don't want to play too many tap lands, right? You want to curve out. You want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So anytime you have a hand that goes turn 1 Mardu Devotee, you just play all your untapped lands, you curve out, and you get to really punish those slower decks that are trying to basically play globes into big dragons, which is another archetype that's very powerful, but the one weakness of that deck, of those kind of slower 3, 4, 5 color control decks, is Mardu aggro.
Yeah. And certainly, like you said, you don't want to be doing the first thing on turn 4 as a Mardu deck or aggressive decks because you're just going to get stomped. You're going to get absolutely swallowed up in card advantage and value from the blue-based decks on the other side.
Yeah, and I think Matt's looking right now, based on what we've seen, it looks like he's leaning into a black-white base here with potentially a red splash or moving into green, just depending on what he has.
Yeah.
And given how Felithar is by far the strongest card that he has in his deck, probably leaning towards the Abzan splash.
Okay.
But hey, you see a Mardu, a Sonic Shrieker or something, you
Yeah.
probably just take that and roll with it.
I mean, we saw quite a few Mardu cards being passed left from Acheron's side, so maybe they ended up here.
Yeah, very, very likely.
We shall see.
It's a Mystic Monastery. Ooh.
Oh, yes.
The Regent. That card is just
Scavenger
fantastic.
Regent.
Yeah.
Oh.
4 mana for a 4/4 flyer with Ward. Discard a card. That's already good.
Yeah.
You're super happy with that. And guess what? The other effect might even be stronger.
Yeah, it's just basically Toxic Deluge without the life loss.
Yeah, black, X. All creatures get all non-dragon creatures get -X until end of turn.
Yeah.
It is extremely, extremely strong. Excellent card here to open here. I think Matt Nass is feeling pretty good about that one.
Yeah, I'll be quite happy with that too, especially because black seemed like the base of his deck so
Yep,
far.
absolutely.
Nice. I love it when a plan comes together.
That looks more like a crocodile to me.
It does look, yeah.
Croco
he's-
dragon?
Yeah, he's like a very lizardy.
Yeah.
Then dinosaur, you know, it's all right. Oh, Dragon Blade.
Okay, there's a Bone Cairn Butcher, but there's also Salt Road Pack Beast, which is a totally fine card, really good card in these types of decks. Don't know what that...
It's Dragonstorm? Dragon Fireblade. I keep getting that one wrong.
Probably not taking Dragon Fireblade. He didn't have a whole lot of 3-color creatures, but I think you can just take the Pack Beast here if you want to just be... Whoa.
Okay.
Maybe he just saw Luis win a bunch of matches and decided that the Blade was in fact worthy of the pick there. Interesting.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I like it in sealed because you're going to have a lot of multicolor creatures, but in draft I haven't really been as impressed with that, and I do really like the Pack Beast.
Same. Ooh, that was a War Effort
there
and
was
a Nomad Outpost in there.
Yeah, wow. War Effort is exactly the type of card that you want in this kind of black-white mobilized shell. But a lot of a lot of other options if you want to go into Abzan instead.
Oh, Dalkovan Pack Beasts too.
Oh,
that
yeah.
card slaps.
And that's the thing. If you take something like the Pack Beasts, you don't really have to worry. You just take it and you know it's going to be in your deck. Whereas if you take a Mardu card, you're not sure. If you take a green card, you're not sure. You could also take the 2-drop here. All right, valuing the mana curve here, right? It's just, hey, I just want to make sure I go wide. It also works really well with Felithar, right? This card, you play this, you endure 1, make a bunch of little tokens, then you play the Felithar, sack a token, and pump your whole team.
Ooh, teaming Dragonstorm. Speaking of team,
Yeah.
I see what I did there.
Although I think he's going to take Rally the Monastery
Yeah,
here.
that
This
card's
card is
better.
just fantastic. You know what's funny is I think even deep into testing, LSV was like, wait a second. This actually gives you a discount because we thought the card was good without the discount.
Yeah.
It's really flexible. 4 mana, kill a thing that has power 4 or greater, make 2 tokens,
Yep.
or pump your thing. That's already good enough. But the fact that somehow it's got this flurry effect where
Yeah, it's
if it's
cool.
your second spell, all of a sudden it only costs 2 mana. This card is just phenomenal. You get to go wide. It just kind of does everything you want.
Definitely a Jeskai card.
I would be happy to play it in this Mardu deck. Or, excuse me, this Abzan-ish deck. We'll see
Yes.
where this goes.
Huh. Genesis Ultimatum is certainly not what we'll be considering here. Adorned Crocodile, pull
Yeah.
to the front.
There's also a Battle Priest,
Yeah.
which you could consider. Matt Nass, if he feels like he's a little bit light on interaction, you could take the Coordinated Maneuver.
Yeah.
Keep the curve low. That's one thing that I've noticed here, especially from both watching Atron and Matt Nass draft. It's oftentimes there's a really powerful looking card,
Ooh.
and they go, you know what? I'm going to take the cheap card. I'm just going to make sure that I can curve out here and potentially give myself the ability to double spell, for example.
Yeah, there's some good cards in this pack for a black-white based deck.
Yeah, there's Nightblade Brigand, which
Yeah.
is a nice little mobilized creature, smooths out your draws. There's Defibrillating Blast. If you're a
Yeah.
black-white base, it's still a solid 4-mana removal spell. But Matt
That's
taking another 2-drop there.
Arrow of Glory.
Yeah.
It's a sweet card late game. Mana sinks. You want to pump your team? Well, there you go. You
Was
found the
that a
perfect option.
Pack Beasts?
think so,
Wow. Okay, this is
Dalkovan Pack Beast. Yeah, please take it now.
yeah, this is coming together beautifully here for Matt Nass. Excellent
yeah.
curve. If you have a slower deck, Matt Nass will absolutely punish those decks.
LFG. Love it. Now we just need that war effort to come back with this.
Yeah, although he doesn't really have good mana
He
fixing for the
doesn't.
war effort. He does have the Mardu Devotee, but that's it. He doesn't even have he has
Oh, okay.
and Evolving Wilds, I think.
Yeah, Whale
So-
of War. There's Blossoming Sands, though. That's the
Yeah.
responsible pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And the nice thing with the Felithar, I believe you can sack anything, any non-land permanent, right? So you attack with your mobilized tokens, then post-combat even, you can then sack one of the mobilized
Yeah.
tokens to then pump your entire squad.
Chow one of them, and your team is just like, oh, thank you for your service. Bye-bye. What do you grab there?
Adorned Crocodile.
Yep, so long as it's a non-land permanent, you can chew on anything with Felithar.
Yeah, and based on what we've seen here, it does look like Matt just really wants to lean into just a really solid black-white deck that's really aggressive, leading to being very aggressive with a very light splash. Just
Yeah.
because his mana base doesn't really allow him to... his mana base doesn't really allow him to do anything else.
Did it come
Wow,
back?
another pack piece. It was so open.
Wow.
Is that a war effort too?
We didn't take it, though.
He didn't take it. Did he take the Death Touch creature? I think he
took the
brick-
Nightblade Brigand, I think.
Wow. That is really interesting. I really like the
Nightblade
pack
Brigade.
piece, but Nightblade Brigade, but
Yeah.
maybe you know, it's nice to have a mix too, right? Having a Death Touch creature to
Jeez.
be able to help trade against big green creatures. So, solid deck here though. This archetype is extremely open.
Wow.
Did he get one last pick too?
Last pick was the Sub-Six ceremony. I'm
Oh,
not sure what he
okay.
picked. I think it was a red wild route or something.
Yeah.
Good lord. Okay. Well, yes, white definitely seems to be coming to him thick and fast, at least from the left side.
Yeah, we'll note though, he has a good mana curve. He did open the Regent, which
Yeah.
is excellent.
That
So
card's a
his
house.
opens have been awesome, but outside of that, we don't see a ton of great uncommons.
Yeah.
So that could potentially hurt you. Now, if there is an archetype where you can win a lot of matches while not having a bunch of uncommons, it's certainly the aggressive decks, right? As long as you can just curve out, have some tricks, have some removal spells to get things out of the way, then you can still, that's still a recipe for success here.
It does seem like red is being pretty highly contested by the other players at the
Well,
table.
we did see a war effort that table.
It was late, yeah.
It was really late, but that's a red card that doesn't really go in every deck, right?
No.
The teamer decks just do not want to play war effort. It is absolutely just a Mardu card. You don't play that in your Jeskai decks
Yeah.
either for the most part. So,
But
yeah.
we saw a lot of Mardu cards flying around.
And you will see that a lot in this format, by the way. Monocolor cards, many of them are quietly 2-color cards, sometimes
Yes.
3-color cards, because they only really fit in certain archetypes.
Yeah. And generally, the art on the card is a dead giveaway as to which.
Sure, yes.
Like the Rally of the Monastery. That's
Right.
definitely a Jeskai card because it does what the archetype is doing with Flurry, like you mentioned.
Yeah. Well, although that one in particular, though, is also extremely just good in most
Yes,
decks.
yeah.
But yeah, like anything that has Flurry on it, for the most part, you want to put in your Jeskai deck. Now,
Yeah.
this is still a solid core here for Matt Nass. His mana fixing, there's a Blossoming Sands and Evolving Wilds, and probably one Forest. And I think he just kind of wants to continue the course, if possible, probably limit the number of green cards that he wants, and just keep taking the black and white cards, unless you see, an Armament Dragon, right?
Yeah.
So anything that's an uncommon or a rare, that's green.
Baitor, Baitor, Baitor.
I believe he would take the Baitor, yes.
Let's go. I want a Baitor, please.
I'm still waiting for the Ugin, so.
I don't think we're going to see an Ugin.
Oh, you just, yeah?
Yeah,
Just have a
I'm just
feeling?
going to be contrarian so that if
Okay.
it happens, it's really cool.
Okay.
See? That's how you make good television, Paul.
All right. Whoa.
Jeskai
That was,
Shrinekeeper?
no, that was a Sage of the Skies.
Oh, was it?
He's going to take Sage of the Skies.
Oh, no, I'm looking at the fancy one. Sorry.
By the way, Sage of the Skies not
This
only
card
good,
is silly.
not only good in Jeskai decks.
Yeah.
Just put it in any of your decks. This card is incredible. A slam dunk bomb here. And not only that,
Really?
Matt has a bunch of 2-drops. It's really easy to flurry with this thing. Basically, you just play a 2-drop, play Sage of the Skies on turn 5, and guess what?
You got many.
You got a pair of 2/3 flying lifelinkers.
Heck yes.
And then imagine putting +1/+1 counters on these things. Yeah, Sage of the Sky. What are these opens, by the way? Felithar, the Necro Regent,
Yeah.
and then now Sage of the Skies.
Yeah,
Not
Scavenger
bad.
Region
The
instead
Scavenger
of
Region,
Skies,
rather. Yeah.
So the Ores of Gods are smiling upon one Matt Nass today.
Yeah.
Let's see if it continues.
Maybe another rare here.
Maybe. Oh, Zergo?
Zergo and the Sonic Shrieker, but I don't think he's going to take it, though. I could see Blossoming Sands here. Just doesn't have the mana for it, honestly. Yeah.
Think about it, though. Make me happy.
I think it's Blossoming Beasts. Blossoming Beasts.
Yeah.
Blossoming Sands. Possibly the
Merchants?
Merchant would also be the option here.
Wow.
But Matt's going to take the responsible pick. He already has a lot of power here. I guess you have Mardu Devotee.
I don't want it.
But you have Felithar already. Oh, is he going to? Oh,
Yes!
he's doing it. Okay.
Yes, my hero!
Okay, he must have a lot of mobilize. I mean, to be fair, does have the Pack Beasts.
He's got the Brigade as well.
Well, yeah, but Brigade on the splash, you're not going to splash Brigade. That's just no shot.
The Night Blade Brigade?
No. Oh, I thought you meant the shock.
No,
shock
no.
brigade.
Not that guy.
Nightblade Brigade. Okay, all right. Zergo
Yeah.
it is. I get.
He.
All right. Well, now.
I'm so happy.
Well, now
Salt Road
Road Skirmish makes a lot of sense here after taking the Zergo here, right? Just turn 3 Zergo, turn 4 Salt Road Skirmish attack. That's just game over in most instances. Okay. All right. Well, now Matt,
I'm
we'll,
so happy.
We'll try to probably get
Fixing.
a Mardu Devotee. Another one would be great.
Yeah.
Or
Bloodfell Caves, anything
yeah.
with red in it.
we saw a nomad outpost, maybe even 2, I think, in the draft.
Yeah.
But if you can get one of those, 4th or 5th pick, that would be amazing as well.
If he gets that Sonic Shrieker, it'll just be golden.
The one that he passed?
No. The one that came from this, that I think.
No. He
Atron
passed it. He passed it, and then Atron saw
Oh,
it. So
got it, right.
there is no shot he's going to get that.
Okay, fine.
There is a
Descendants of the Storms.
Oh
is
yeah,
sick.
that is an
There's
amazing
also
creature.
Windsguard Crag for red.
Yeah, that is such a premium 1-drop though, especially in this deck.
Take it.
Endure, you want to go wide. The card is just really, really strong.
It's so good.
Yeah. So if he just plays a mountain, that is 3 red sources. If you anticipate the Mardu Devotee living with the
Yeah.
Evolving Wilds, I think would be comfortable if you can pick up one more dual land.
Okay.
But still just a
I
really
believe.
solid black-white core here.
Bear of Glory. There's a globe.
Just probably maybe another 2-mana play here is what he's looking at. Yeah.
It's a 4-mana mobilized friend. But
Yeah.
Bear of Glory.
Yeah, the 4-mana mobilized creature also seems a totally fine pick. I don't actually think he has a lot of 4-drops in his deck, so that could be something that you take. But this card, if you're aggro, it's really
sweet.
annoying. It's got first strike when it attacks. It's really tough to block.
And putting counters on that, even more difficult.
Right, and then when you're playing a deck that's looking to go wide on top of that, the Anthem effect where you pay 5 mana to pump your team, also very relevant.
Is it a Sandskitter Outrider? Ooh, okay, and the Bodyguard. Wait, what's a Waste Speaker Bodyguard or something along those lines?
Yeah, and that, if you flurry, you get to basically bring a 2-drop back from your graveyard onto the battlefield.
Cool.
It is, but okay, is he going to go with that? All right, sure.
Nice.
It's got more upside.
Yeah.
Oh, when it enters, the flurry is
the
you
flurry
just
is
you just tap
tapping.
something. Okay,
Which is cool.
And he's got a ton of 2-drops.
Yeah. So and he'd be happy to throw them away. I mean, Felithor can chow on something, and this guy brings it back.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Oh,
Camel.
No, it's not the camel. He's going to take the uncommon.
Oh, this guy, yeah.
Yeah, the Storm Singer.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Venerated Storm Singer is so good.
The Storm Singer is just a good card full stop. Like, even if you're not the mobilized deck, it's just solid to have. But in this deck, it's fantastic.
Don't play him when Zur goes out, though, or expect him to do much when Zur goes out.
I mean, I'm still happy making a 1/1 token every turn.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But they just don't die in the end.
That is true. Would love a Mardu land here.
Ooh,
no Mardu land.
Dragonstorm. Do you play the globe? No, you don't.
No, this is not a globe deck, unfortunately.
Wild Ride? No.
Yeah, this card has a lot of good cards, but nothing for Matt Nass specifically.
Yeah. Taking the globe just in case.
Yeah.
It's not what you want to be doing, but
yeah, he doesn't even have any dragons. I doubt he's going to play the card. Hey, but you know what? It's actually not a bad defensive draft just taking that card because whoever needs the globe, it's going to be one of the best cards in their deck. And here, probably just hate draft the Team or Tawny back.
Yeah.
That's a really good creature as well. It's huge, and it basically just brick walls a lot of Matt Nass's creatures.
Sure does.
So that's another good card to just take away from what your opponents can have.
Pre-game removal.
Yeah. Okay.
Back Beast.
Oh, you were right!
What? It
That's
came back?
a Sonic Shrieker! Oh, my gosh. Oh, but he didn't take it. He didn't take it. Took the Pack Beast there instead. Oh, my gosh.
Why are you so responsible, Matt Nass?
Yeah, look, Pack Beast is a great card as well. I thought he was going to, given that he took the Zergo, I thought he was going to take it. Oh, there's the land.
Oh, but Bone Karen Butcher.
No, it's the land. The Butcher is like, okay. I think it's really important to take the land, but now that he got the Bloodfell Caves, I wonder if he's wishing that he had the Dragon instead. The Shrieker is so good.
I'm so sad now.
Yeah.
Matt Nass, you broke my heart.
The Shrieker is literally the best Mardu uncommon.
It is.
And among the best uncommons in the entire set. And it's the type of card that's worth splashing. So that pick is pretty surprising, especially given that he took that Zergo and was probably moving in that direction. But he also didn't know that he was going to get the Bloodfell Caves, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And once you go up to 2 red cards in your deck, then you have to play 4 red sources, and then that kind of messes up with your mana curve a little bit.
I mean, the deck is still really cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, imagine what it could have been.